Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Summoner Blue, and we are here today with some Pokemon Heart Gold version. Yeah, pretty cool. I'm pretty sure this is going up before I upload my other old Pokemon LP because I really want to do this. I'm really excited for this. This is my first ever time doing something called a Nuzlocke. I'm doing a Nuzlocke challenge for this. For those of you who do not know what a Nuzlocke challenge is, it's where you give yourself a whole lot of limitations on how you play your game. I do that a lot anyway. As you saw in my Pokemon Platinum run-through, I give myself a few limitations. First off, I gave myself the limitation of only going into a gym with the same amount of Pokemon as the gym leader. I also gave myself the limitation of sticking with only the Pokemon that was going to be in my party and never reusing other Pokemon for gyms. I'm not gonna do that in this one. I am gonna stick with the gym thing, to where I'm only gonna come in with like the amount of Pokemon. No, I'm not a boy.
I'm in the body of a girl with a weird-looking hat and a pink bow on it, cause that's what I'm doing.
I need to stop just pushing A through everything. I'm gonna go ahead and call myself Liza, because I am running out of girl Pokemon trainer names. But you know, Liz is fine. Liz is fine. I should just be Lyra, honestly. Anyway. Yeah, couldn't speak there for a second. Anyway, so pretty much what I'm going to be doing in this LP is I'm going to be performing the Nuzlocke stuff. However, it's going to be slightly different rules. First off, a Nuzlocke challenge. You can only catch the first Pokemon you see in a route. If that Pokemon if that Pokemon runs away or faints, then you're out of luck for that route. You cannot catch another Pokemon on that route. That is one of the big things of a Nuzlocke challenge. I'm going to be tweaking those rules a bit because I'm allowed to. First off, I'm going to go ahead and count a few Pokemon out of that rule. These include shiny Pokemon. If I find a shiny, I'm catching that thing no matter what. I don't care where it's at, I'm catching it. Event Pokemon, such as the Mystery Egg that we end up getting, and Kenya, I believe, the Spearow we get later on in the game. Those are also going to be exempt from this rule. Duplicate Pokemon are going to be exempt from this rule. I'm not going to catch the first Pokemon on the route if I already have it. Not going to do it. Just can't do it. Pokemon that you can buy are exempt from this rule. I'm leaving these open so that I don't end up pretty much not having any Pokemon whatsoever. Just in case, because I still want this to be an entertaining run-through. I don't want to end up getting a party wipe and then having to stop the game. And finally, the only other rule I'm putting on this is the bug catching contest. The bug catching contest, I will pick whichever Pokemon I want to keep from that, and that will be my Pokemon. Other than that, I will only be getting the first Pokemon on each route, and we'll see how that works out in my favor. Those are a lot of little exempt rules from this, but if you don't understand what a Nuzlocke is, you don't know. There are much worse rules out there. I'll get into that as soon as I'm done choosing my starter here. I'm going to be using a kind of a different method to choose my starter here. I'm going to be looking at my trainer ID. And if my trainer ID is certain numbers, I'm going to pick certain Pokemon. If my trainer ID ends with a 1 to a 3, I'm going to choose the Water type. If my trainer ID is a 4 to a 6, I'm going to choose the Grass type. If it is a 7 to a 9, I'm going to choose the Fire type. If it's a 0, I'll just choose whatever I want. The last number of my trainer ID is a 1. So I will have to be choosing the Water type.
I got a Totodile.
Yes. So I'm gonna go ahead and call him Gumbo. Call her Gumbo. He's a Gumbo girl. You guys might be a little bit weirded out by the name of the video right now. I'm going to get into the next part of what Nuzlocks are. If a Pokemon on your team faints, by any reason, through poison, through self-destruct, through just damage, getting fainted, burns, anything like that, your Pokemon is considered to be dead. dead and gone. You cannot do anything with that Pokemon ever again. You are supposed to put it in your box and release it right away. Or you can box it, which I will be doing because I do not like releasing Pokemon. That just seems like a big waste to me. But I will be permanently boxing them and never using them again. They will be going in the box, and yeah, you know, pretty much. However, this is going to be a little bit of a different type of a Nuzlocke run. Instead of the Pokemon becoming instantly dead, I'm not going to make a box called Grave or anything like that like some people do. This is actually, instead of a Pokemon Nuzlocke, this is what I'm going to be calling a Pokemon Lunchbox. I'm naming all of my Pokemon after food. I'm only going to be playing this game while I'm hungry, and if any of my Pokemon ever faint, I'm going to consider that I ate them. A little bit of a darker twist to the already darkened Nuzlocke thing. It's just a little gimmick, honestly. It's nothing that's going to be any game changing or anything. One of the rules with Nuzlocke is that you have to name all your Pokemon. So I just thought this was a fun little idea, and yeah. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But we will get into that. Oh my gosh, we'll be getting into that at a later time. So this is the famous Elm Pokemon Lab. What are you staring at?
You really shouldn't kick people, especially from the front, because it looked like you kicked me. Anyway, so I'm gonna go now.
Wait 1 second. That's my Elm voice. I almost completely forgot about this. Here, I'll give you my number. Alright, so we just got Professor Elm's number, because he cannot live without giving us his number. Alright, so the Nuzlocke will not officially start until I get my Pokeballs. So if Totodile here, if Gumbo here faints before then, speaking of Gumbo, I'm not going to count it as him dying yet, or her dying. She's quirky nature.
Oh, it's a pretty balanced one. That's pretty cool. I like having balanced things. I don't have to worry about anything, ever.
Also, the first Pokemon on the route that we just found right here does not count to be the first Pokemon that I'm going to be catching, because I do not have my Pokeballs yet, so I cannot actually worry about getting stuff like that yet. However, my Nuzlocke will officially start whenever I get my Pokeballs. So we need to hurry up and get through this beginning area.
Stop.
And voila. Alright, this brings up a good point. That took a bit of time. A lot of my Pokemon LPs that I've been doing, the only one you guys have seen really is my Platinum. I usually like to cut out the battles. However, I'm not going to be able to do that as much, if any, here in the Nuzlocke challenge. One of the things is I need to have you guys see every battle I have, just so that you guys don't think that I'm going to be cheating. It's pretty much a thing of, if I don't show the battles, you guys will not know if I use a revive or anything like that, which I'm not allowed to do. I'm not allowed to use revives. I'm not allowed to go to the Pokemon Center and heal up any faints, anything like that. So I have to show you everything in this game. That's going to cause a bit of a problem, because that's going to make these videos out to be so I'm pretty much going to have like a 200-part LP, and I don't want to do that. I do not want to have to do that, because I'm going to have to eventually go and grind. One thing I don't like about RPGs a lot is that you have to grind. I usually don't have to grind in Pokemon LPs. However, in Nuzlocks, if you don't want your Pokemon to die, you need to make sure that they're prepared. Not to mention, if a Pokemon ever does die and I have to replace it, then I'm going to have to grind it up and make sure it gets up to the levels of my other Pokemon. So, it's one of those things of, oh my god, Gumbo, you're so adorable. It's one of those things of, I have to figure out what I'm going to do, and I think I've figured out a thing that I'm going to do. I am going to make sure that during any type of training session or anything that's taking too long, I'm going to speed it up. Simple as that. As of right now, I actually have a method to speed up in-game that I'm not going to be using while I'm recording, but I'll probably be using while I am doing training sessions, just to cut down on the time. Oh man, we are just slugging along here. All right, we are about to go into Cherry Grove City.
Ah, there it is, Cherry Grove City.
We see a man right here. He starts off, you know, just walking up to us. He's like, hey, that's okay, everybody's a rookie at some point. And he says, follow me, and he darts off. Because he's just a speedy old man. He also has the running shoes. So that's how he's running off and darting. While this guy's doing this, I think I'll do a bit of a recap. In the simplest terms I can say, the rules are, I am going to catch the first Pokemon in any route, unless it's a duplicate Pokemon. And that is, if that Pokemon faints or runs away, I'm out of luck. I'm not catching any duplicate Pokemon whatsoever. Shinies, event Pokemon, and the bug catching contests are exempt from these rules. Legendaries are also exempt from these rules, because I'm going to be trying to catch them. However, I'm not going to. If they faint, then they faint. I'm not gonna save before them or anything like that. In the event of a party wipe, I'm probably going to be buying Pokemon from the Goldenrod City what do they call that place? The casino thing, the casino area. And yeah. Other than that, if a Pokemon dies or a Pokemon faints, it's considered dead. I put it into a box in my PC, and I will consider that Pokemon to be eaten, because all the Pokemon are going to be named after food, just like Gumbo here. Is there anything else? I don't think so. All the Pokemon have to be named. They're all going to be named after food. I'm going to be going up into each gym. Watch this. This is funny. You could go inside there, but I think it's easier to just go here. How in the world could be so obvious to oblivious to my eye-catching house? That's funny. If you go in there, he'll do this. He'll give you the Apricorn case. If you start walk by his house, he'll do it anyway. It just saves you from going into a screen, honestly. But he comes out and he does it. It's honestly a bit of a speedrunning tactic in my opinion, because it doesn't seem to take as long. Apricorns here, we'll get into those later. We can give those to somebody and get Pokeballs from them. Pretty cool. But yes, now we have the running shoes, we have everything like that. I've explained all the rules. I'm going to be going into the gym leaders with the exact same amount of Pokemon as they use on me. Yeah. That's pretty much everything, guys. There are other rules that a Nuzlocke can have, but I'm not going to be doing anything like that. There is actually one more thing that I'm going to be doing. It is completely illegal of me to use revives or anything like that, so as soon as I get them, I'm going to sell them. It is completely, I cannot use the Pokemon Center to bring back fainted Pokemon. However, there is going to be one thing in this game that can revive one Pokemon. I do not know if I'm going to use it, but it is one thing that will come in way later in the game. But I will say that right now that I will be able to use it to revive one Pokemon if I choose. It's just a little bit of a thing that kind of ties into this game's lore. It's not going to be game breaking, I don't think. I just want to do it because it's kind of cool. Like I said, a lot of the Nuzlocke challenge rules can be tweaked. They can be made easier or harder depending on however much challenge you want. I think I've made them pretty challenging myself right now, especially with the addition of the Pokemon Gym thing I do on all my other games. So I think these are going to be challenging enough, and we'll see if I can make it through. Now that we are getting the mystery egg from Mr. Pokemon here, I think we've almost officially started this game. We still haven't got our Pokeball, so we can't say that the Nuzlocke challenge has started yet, but we can say that Professor Oak here is going to see our potential right now. Professor Oak comes up here, he starts saying that we're pretty cool, Elm chose us, and we have a rare Pokemon, so we're pretty ballin' right now in Oak's opinion. He says we're dependable. He's going to give us the latest version of the Pokedex, a high-tech encyclopedia, so that we can do his work for him while he goes off and is going to be a radio superstar. And he's also going to give us our number. So now, in addition to our mother's number, we have two old men in our phones. So yeah, that's just the kind of girl Liza is, honestly. Oh man, that's mean. I'm just playing. Oh, that's one more thing. I'm not sure if I mentioned it. I think I did. I'm only gonna be... Huh. Graphical error? That was weird. I'm only gonna be playing this game while I am... I can speak. I'm only gonna be playing this game while I'm hungry. As of right now, it is about 10 o'clock at night, and I have not really eaten today. But I had a decent, like, I have a really weird sleeping schedule. I had a decent breakfast. My god, I'm poisoned, I'm so scared. But I had a decent breakfast going on, so I didn't want to overeat today. So whenever I woke up, honestly a couple of hours ago, because I have a horrible sleeping schedule, I decided I wasn't going to eat before I went to bed again. So I'm only going to be playing this game while I'm hungry. And that's gonna be kind of a thing of it's gonna kind of get into the whole I'm eating my Pokemon thing. Have you guys ever had Gumbo? I mean, it's a pretty common thing. You can even get it in cans and stuff now. I love Gumbo. Gumbo's so good. I could not think of anything else to name a Totodile. So you know, I think Gumbo's a cute name.
I think it's a pretty cute name, it's Gumbo, because it's Gumbo.
I'm hoping that I can make it back to town without seeing another Pokemon. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, no, I'm not gonna chance it. We have 2 HP. I'm not gonna chance losing my Totodile right now. I mean, it's not like the Nuzlocke challenge has officially started yet, but I still don't want to lose it, because I think I still lose money. I'm not entirely sure. Who would I give it to? Who would you give your money to if your last Pokemon died of poison on the way to a Pokemon Center? So maybe you don't lose money, I don't know. Oh man, if you think that there's some weird rules for mine, you should see some of the other Nuzlocke challenge rules. There is actually rules that you cannot use Pokemon Centers. Oh my god, I can't believe that rules like that exist. We come over here. You got a Pokemon at the lab? What a waste. That's a Pokemon that's too good for a wimp like you. Don't you get what I'm saying? Well, I too have a good Pokemon. I'll show you what I mean.
You're not a very nice person. First you kick me, and then you start just asserting your assertion onto me. Oh baby. Anyway, we are sitting here fighting Passerby Boy, who has a Chikorita. If I would have got a Chikorita, I think the only thing I could have called it, I was gonna call it either spinach or salad, and it doesn't either or. I mean, probably salad, just for the simple sake of spinach is a weird name, and it isn't very appetizing, that's for sure. If I was going to get a Cyndaquil, I was gonna name it Doritos, cause Doritos. Oh my gosh. But you know, I got Gumbo here, so that's all I can really say about that. They really should scale this fight up to your level whenever you first go to fight this guy, because honestly, it feels so cheap fighting him like this, and I don't feel like I did anything really, because
just like, oh, I'm level 7 and you're level 5, and yeah. I mean, I know why they don't scale it up, because then they'll know the moves that can kill you. But honestly, if you're that high level anyway, then you shouldn't have to worry that much, I don't think. Are you happy you won? I'm happy that you gave me 500 bucks. Do you want to know who I am? I'm going to be the world's greatest Pokemon trainer. Give it back! That's my trainer card! Oh no. You saw my name. I think he has a nice name. Alright guys, as of right now, I believe that we've done a lot so far. I think I've explained all the rules, very simply, yet also very confusingly, because, you know, that's just the way I roll, yo. But I think we're gonna go up here, and we're gonna continue on, but first, I believe we're gonna end things off right here. So next time on Pokemon HeartGold Lunchbox, we will be hopefully getting our Pokeballs and starting the actual Nuzlocke challenge slash Lunchbox challenge of the thingy. And what do you think, Totodile? Gumbo, why aren't you used to your name yet? It's a good name, and it's very, very tasty. It's a very tasty name there, Gumbo. Get in my mouth. Alright, later days!